second thing is, Michael Bracci obviously talked to John, or understood what John's comments would be before the meeting, and he prepared for his role and had an amusing introduction to what his role was. And it's just a reminder that this whole meeting is a performance, right? And every one of us can get our game on with regard to even a small role. So I urge you to think of Mike when you sign up for something in the future and prepare. We do have, a website, and all of us have our emails out there, as well as our phone. Most of us have our phone numbers as well. So it's okay to call the Toastmaster a couple days in advance and coordinate. And we've seen over and over again meetings that really flowed because people did coordinate beforehand. So well done, Mike. Another thing, I really thought that Christine's introduction to her speech was well done. And I just want to remind everyone that participates here, it's the responsibility of the speech giver to write their introduction and get it to the Toastmaster in advance. Not just one sentence, but what are you trying to achieve with this? Help the audience understand where you're trying to go with this speech. That one was particularly well written, so thank you. Another thing that I thought went really well is Kay as our table topics master. You may not have noticed this, but she got here early, and she went around the room and took the names of people who didn't have acting roles, so that when it came time for her to call on someone in the audience, she had a roster of people she could call easily and quickly who weren't, preoccupied with their other role. So that was great. That was, we've seen often people call, and without that preparation, you don't know who to call on, and it gets a little disorganized. So I thought that the restating of the questions was very natural. It often happens when people are speaking in public. There's a little thing up here, but all of them were very graceful. Sorry. A little scuffle at the lectern, but then they were all very well handled, and you turned to the audience and spoke the question again. And then finally, I guess, just to remind everyone, the proper way to exit the lectern is that, as a speaker, you own this. And the way to hand it over is to hand it over to the Toastmaster or the General Evaluator by saying their title and putting your hand out. And for those of you who are uncomfortable about that or haven't done it before, I urge you to follow Sharon's example. She sort of exaggerates it a bit, but it does really remind you this is the way to do it. And I thought we did a pretty good job today. Nobody, scuffled off to the side without actually turning over the lectern. So I thought overall it was a really fun meeting, and thank you very much.